So it's that time for the updated Pep 4231. Now, this tactic absolutely cooked in whatever league we tested with. It's absolutely phenomenal. Let's get right into it. If you do enjoy the tactics, be sure to leave a like and spam the comments below on any tactics you want to see coming up to the future. I'm trying to build the list up to a big one again. Be sure to do so. So first off, we are going to do his current team. That is going to be Manchester City, obviously over in England. And we come out and enjoyed football probably to the highest level you possibly can. We're in the Premier League. Unfortunately, the Champions League, we had the Man City curse where we won't be able to win in it this season. We're in the Super Cup, which is going to be against the likes of Sevilla in a 4-1 win. The English FA Cup comes in runners-up against Liverpool. Unfortunately, that final was a little bit of a paste, and I'll say it how it is. The Carabao Cup, we are winners in that as well in 3-2 fashion over Chelsea, and the Community Shield we also lift against Arsenal in 2-0 fashion. So it is going to be 4 trophies in one season, not the quadruple, but it is going to be a quadruple. In fact, it's actually 5 trophies because he won the Club World Cup as well. So it is going to be 5 trophies in one season. The Premier League, we actually maintain an invincible record, 34 wins and 4 draws. Those draws coming against Villa, Fulham, Arsenal and Liverpool. So only 2 disappointing results there, or 1 really, because Villa obviously are quite a good team. That draw against Fulham probably should be doing better there. Erling Haaland, 60 goals in the league, absolutely remarkable from him. An 8.07 from him when it comes to the rating. Then Kyle Walker with a 7.79 and De Bruyne with a 7.6. Assist-wise, Bernardo Silva and Kyle Walker rank 1 and 2. Erling Haaland obviously picks up the most player of the matches as well, considering how good he was at putting the ball in the back of the net. That is just what he does though. Going over the stats, we are going to feature a lot of them. The most points per game coming in at 2.79. The most goals at 134. Aston Villa had a very good season regarding goals scored, by the way. Most shots over 730, the fewest shots against at 170. Possession, obviously we're going to be up there with the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal with 57% of the ball. The most dribbles being made, a very good stat to have on your side, and also the fewest conceded coming in at 30, and I believe third place comes in when it comes to the most clean sheets. Liverpool and Arsenal just about edge us. But going over to the data hub, it is going to be over 3.5 goals a game, 0.79 conceded, basically 20 shots a game on 19.4 to be exact, an 89% pass completion, and a tackle win ratio of 80.14. It's a very good introduction season. As you know, on this channel, I play the cup finals and the derbies, and I played this one, and we absolutely annihilated Manchester United in 4-0 fashion, obviously away from home as well. Erling Haaland just absolutely, who is that? Blitzen pass to it. Varane absolutely having a field day against him. A great finish as well. John Stones now playing it out from the back into Ruben Diaz. So composed on the ball. Ball over the top into Haaland. A great touch. And again, it is going to be Varane getting caught out. Maybe his time's up at United. Who knows? Jack Grealish driving inside now. Beautiful. Roman as well. Bernardo Silva going to take a touch inside. And it's made to look so easy. Up next, and it is going to be another team you think of when you think of Pep. That is going to be Bayern Munich. And we come out and we win the treble. We win the Bundesliga, the Pokal, which is going to be a 3-0 game against Schalke. Credit to Schalke for getting to the final, by the way. And the German Super Cup against Leipzig in 6-1 fashion. Absolute dominance there. The Bundesliga, we'll look at the table right now. 29 wins, 3 draws and only 2 losses against the double Stuttgart coming in. That is very surprising. Harry Kane scores 32 goals. It's going to be Mazraoui and also Leroy Sané coming in with a 7.62 and a 7.59 when it comes to the average rating. Assist-wise, Leroy Sané is going to rank 1 in that one, and Manuel Neuer, at his age, picking up 18 clean sheets. We can't really complain. Team stats, we are going to be, wow, pretty much everything. So most points per game, most goals at 109, the most shots over 580, the fewest shots against at 170, most possession at 60%, the most dribbles being made at 669, the fewest conceded at 14, and the most clean sheets coming in at 24. So we were really, really good in the Bundesliga. And going over to the stats is going to be 3.21 goals per game, only 0.41 conceded. Over 17 shots every single match, an 89%, practically a 90% pass completion, and a tackle win ratio coming in of 77.74. I feel a little bit bad for Schalke considering their current situation, but we absolutely done them over in the final. A great start there, and most of the goals actually did come from set pieces. Even that one, bit of a weird one, but it is going to go in. The only goal from open play is the final and third one. Kimmich into Guerreiro, gets a little bit lucky there. Sané back inside, into Harry Kane. Unlucky Schalke. And lastly, and by far the most convincing one, that is going to be Barcelona, where we actually nearly go invincible. 30 wins, 7 draws, and 1 loss against Real Madrid. Of course, Real Madrid. The Champions League, we win that on penalties. The Spanish Cup, we also win against Real. Oh, wow. 5-1. That is an absolute bloodbath. We then go to the Super Cup as well. We beat... Oh, my God. Okay. We're actually doing very well. Real Madrid get done over in this competition. You can see here as well, by the way, this is going to be one of the last games, a 6-2 win. We absolutely had away with everybody in this league. And Lewandowski, 32 goals. Ferran Torres coming coming in with 21. The treble when it comes to the average rating. Joint first and second, or not joint, but 1 and 2, coming in with Rafinha and Roberto. To Stegen with the most clean sheets and the most player of the matches, going to Robert Lewandowski, of course. Team stat-wise, absolutely incredible. Joint first when it comes to possession, leading in most dribbles made, the fewest conceded, very convincing in that stat line. Most clean sheets, again, very convincing. Fewer shots against, very convincing. Most shots, very convincing. Most goals, and obviously the most points, as we did obviously win the league. The data hub as well is going to be very good. 2.89 goals a game, 0.55 conceded, 16 shots a game, above the 90% pass completion, and a 79.9% tackle win ratio. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the fewest goals scored out of the 3 teams, but we did have more possession. So it just goes to prove the league you play in has a big impact on the stats you get. So let's watch this 5-1 final then, because clearly there was a lot of action going on this one. Gundogan into De Jong, and do you know what? Oh wow, that is one of the most beautiful goals you're going to see, I think, in this Football Manager. Great pass and play, and really showcasing the whole point of this Pep tactic, as Rafinha absolutely does his way there past the fullback, and De Jong. Oh, actually, it was Lewandowski. De Jong definitely went for the shot. Lewandowski gets a foot on it, and at this point of the game, we were very in control. You can see how easy we are, just passing through the lines, and it looks so easy. But without this tactic, you ain't doing this. It's honestly remarkable. Rafinha even... Oh, okay. I'm not going to claim that as a good free kick. I was a little bit lucky. What happens here then? A good bit of play for them, to be fair, as Kieran Tierney tucks one away. But of course, we come out for the 5th goal in dominant fashion. And Rauhau, back post, will take it. But of course, I'm over to your favourite part of the video. That is going to be the tactic breakdown. If you are enjoying, please do leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. And also, if you want to join close to the other 3,000 people, you can come over and join the Patreon in the description. And also, it's going to be on the screen. There's over 13 perks, including access to all 3 of these tactics. Also, if you're on console and mobile, come over because you get the tactics for those platforms as well. You also get early access to the tactics. You get priority in the requests, you get one-on-one tactical help, and more importantly, you still can enter that monthly giveaway, which at the moment is £100 on PayPal, so you can come over and get involved. But let's talk about this Pep 4-2-3-1. So it is going to be a sweeper keeper. Obviously, Ederson loves to come out and really get involved in the game. The wing-back on the right has to be on attack as Kyle Walker. He absolutely loves to go forward with the ball, and is one of the best in the league at doing so. A very quick wing-back to have. A ball-playing defender on the right is going to be on defend, same as the left-hand side. Of course, Gvardiol not as forward-thinking. He's going to be a wing-back on defend simply on the default instructions. Again, you are going to see a few of these players on default, as you have done so far. That's because we simply don't need to add anything to already the default instructions that they do have on the game. A DM comes in on the right. This is going to be a Rodri on support, on tackle harder, and also mark tighter. And next to him is going to be a Roman playmaker on support, on shoot less often, and also move into channels. So to be honest, quite a risk-free sort of DM partnership. Obviously, the Roman playmaker is going to pick the ball up and move into different channels, and he's going to take more risks, but he's never going to play as striker, for example. And the DM, the Rodri, is absolutely vital in the team. On the right-hand side, it's going to be the inverted winger on support, on get further forwards and roam from position. And on the left is going to be the Jackie Grealish, cutting inside with the ball, the Doku. We've all seen Doku get the ball, try and cut in, take on everyone, and that's exactly what he is going to do, with that default dribble more also being applied to him because he's on that attacking duty. In the midfield is going to be the attacking midfield player, sorry. We'll try that again. On attack, on roam from position, and also move into channels. And lastly, it is going to be the advanced forward, simply on the default. To the team instructions. So again, based off the tiki-taka style on the positive mentality, we are going to set this to fairly narrow. We're going to focus down the left and the right-hand side. You would have seen that a lot in the highlights. Playing out from the back is absolutely vital. That's common sense. Much shorter when it comes to directness. Now, tempo, he doesn't really play a maxed out tempo style, so we are actually going to go with slightly lower when it comes to this. And we are also going to change this to low crosses and work the ball into the box. High quality chances. So it'll take me a total of about 5 seconds to explain this one. The only thing we're going to have selected is counter press. We're not going to have anything selected of where we're going to play it to, because sometimes Ederson is thinking, do you know what? I'll play a ball over the top. Sometimes he plays it to the left back, the right back, the centre backs. He's a bit of a free thinker. And lastly, out of possession, this is not going to be the vibe at all. The high pressure line of engagement, the line is going to be set to a much higher defensive line, much more often, and prevent short goalkeeper distribution. Now, if you are playing as a weaker team, lower this line from much higher to higher. Must do that to the attacking variant. So now this one is designed if you're trying to obviously chase a game, or simply if you are playing as a powerhouse team, you can also use this for the entire game. The sweeper keeper is going to be on attack. A wingback on the right is still going to maintain the same situation. On attack, on dribble more. Kyle Walker really getting stuck in. A ball playing defender on the right hand side, and now John Stones has played this role. And obviously it's debatable whether it should be in the default tactic or not. In my opinion, no. But in the attacking one, we're also going to introduce a libero into the mix. A wingback on the left is now not going to be on defend but on support. support on the default instruction. A Volante comes in on support on get further forwards and move into the channels. So again, it's quite helpful because when this Volante does pick up the ball, he is going to get further forwards and move into different channels, and the Libero will almost replace him. So it is always going to have another option in that midfield. Next to him is going to be the Roman Playmaker. What has happened there? That's a very interesting look. The Roman Playmaker on support, on tackle harder, and also mark tighter. On the right-hand side is going to be the inverted winger on attack, on roam from position, and on the left is going to be the same, the winger on attack, cutting in with the ball. A shadow striker comes in a little bit more attacking than the attacking midfield option, and the advanced forward remains unchanged. So again, a tiki-taka style on the attacking mentality. We're still going to go with fairly narrow, but this time we're going to overlap left, overlap right, really get them wing-backs involved. We're going to focus down the right and the left while playing out from the back. The tempo is going to remain the same. This is going to go all the way down to much shorter. We're going to be more expressive, work the ball into the box, and of course, always with a Pep tactic, low crosses. In transition, one addition, we're going to counter press. This remains exactly the same, but now we are trying to chase a game. We're going to distribute quickly. And lastly, not too much we can change, obviously, but we're going to whack this up. We're going to put the line up to much higher. We're going to max out the trigger press. We're going to prevent short goalkeeper distribution. And of course, we're going to get stuck in to the defensive tactic. Perfect for defending the game, or if you're playing as a really small team, this is the one you're going to need. So it is going to be a sweeper keeper on attack. This never changes because that is literally Edison's DNA. The wing back on the right is going to be on default, on defend, and that's also going to be the same for the left back as well. In fact, it's an entire default back line, very low risk, and again, not going to be as high score in this tactic, but a lot more composed on the ball. An anchor comes in on the left on defend. Obviously, Rodri can play this very, very well. If he can't, the DM's also there on support, on pass it shorter, tackle harder, and mark tighter. So a very risk-free sort of back six almost, which means we can still have a little bit of fun going forwards with the inverted winger on the right, who is now going to be on support, on roam from position. The winger on the left is now going to be on support as well, on pass it shorter, and roam from position. In a midfield, it's going to be an attacker midfield player on support, on pass it shorter, roam from position, and move into the channels. And lastly, the advanced forward remains unchanged because Haaland needs to do his thing. So again, based off the tiki-taka style, but this time, balanced. Balance is going to be the vibe for this one. We're going to set our way down to fairly narrow. We're going to focus to play down the left and the right-hand side while playing out from the back. We're going to go instantly in with a much shorter passing directness. The tempo is always going to remain the same because at the end of the day, this really is how they play, and it actually works really well. You have lots of possession play in this way, but to increase it and go down the more controlled route, we are going to tick dribble less on this occasion. We're still going to work the ball into the box, and we are going to hit low crosses. So this basically transforms the tactic from being a little bit more out there when it comes to attacking, a lot more possession-based, controlling-based. So if you like that, it's the one for you. Transition, again, one simple thing. That's going to be counter press. Again, I did talk about it briefly, but obviously if you are playing as a smaller team or you're trying to seal a game out, just go with the high defensive line. It'll be completely fine. Prevent short goalkeeper distribution, max this out as well, and obviously keep that high press and line of engagement. Now, over to the mobile and the console. So it's pretty safe to say if you're playing on console, you might want to go over and get this tactic because it's absolutely nuts on console. We absolutely battered the Premier League. We win the Champions League on penalties against Real Madrid. We win the Super Cup against Sevilla in 3-2 fashion. We also lift the FA Cup. It is going to be 4-0 against Everton. And the Carabao Cup we didn't win. The Community Shield we did win, and that is going to be 3-0 against Arsenal. We absolutely took over. Erling Haaland with 35 goals in the league. Going over to the data hub as well, it is going to be 2.24 goals a game, 0.76 conceded per game, an 89% pass completion, over 16 shots every single match, and an average around about 61% possession. If you're a console player, you need it. And same for mobile users, we enjoyed a very, very good season. It took a little bit of effort to try and get this cooking on mobile, playing the same way, so it's a little bit different on mobile, I will be honest with you, because it's a very different match engine. But we come out, win the Premier League, and also do lift the Community Shield against Arsenal in 3-1 fashion, proving we can still do it on the mobile. And obviously, if you are playing on console or mobile, come and check the Patreon out. You get everything there. Every single tactic now has every platform covered. So come over, get involved. You guys have enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.